Okay, so one of the main controversies with the new MacBooks has been, well, the keyboard. So there have been tens of thousands of complaints on forums, message boards, and even to Apple directly on how bad the keyboard was because it kept breaking so often. And in this video, I'll be covering everything you need to know in terms of the new keyboard on the 2018 MacBook Pros. Is it actually fixed or not? That is the question. So get that popcorn ready, and let's have a look. Okay, so up until 2015, Apple's MacBook Pros were actually considered to have the best keyboard on a laptop. And I honestly agree, it was an amazing keyboard to use with excellent key travel. The keys were actually very accurate. I and pretty much no one had any complaints with this keyboard ever. But then in 2015, Apple has released the 12-inch MacBook, which was basically a next-generation MacBook Air. So it was thinner than the Air, although less powerful than the Air, and came with a ton of design tweaks to make it this thin. So for example, the trackpad no longer clicked. Instead, it actually had a Taptic engine that vibrated, and it gave you the impression that it clicked, although it never did, which was quite awesome. This is because Apple had no room inside such a thin chassis to design a trackpad that actually clicks. They've also removed the fan assembly entirely, and the motherboard was just a tiny bit smaller than an iPhone 8 Plus, so everything else inside this laptop was literally just battery. And aside from these changes, Apple made one more, and that was with the keyboard. So because they wanted to make this MacBook so thin, they reduced the depth of the keys to the point where you could barely even feel them, and there was basically close to zero travel. And among making the keys really thin, Apple has also designed a brand new key switch mechanism called the butterfly switch. This one was actually pretty interesting. So it basically had 4 contact points instead of 2, and essentially no matter where you pressed on the key, it was not only more stable, but it was also it would also register the input. So typing on this was actually more accurate than on the previous MacBook Pros. So the butterfly switch is essentially in between an old scissor switch mechanism and a mechanical keyboard. And then in 2016, Apple redesigned the MacBook Pros as well. And this time they actually came with a similar design to the 12-inch MacBooks. And of course that for some reason they had to include this keyboard as well, even though the MacBook Pros weren't as thin as the 12-inch MacBook, and therefore they wouldn't really require such a thin keyboard, but for some reason Apple decided to include the same keyboard kinda as in the 12-inch MacBook. Now the difference was that with the 2016 MacBook Pros, Apple introduced the 2nd generation butterfly mechanism instead of the 1st generation, and this one actually came with improved key travel and a better tactile response. So it was overall better, and I have to say that using this keyboard was so much easier and overall better than the 1st generation that was on my 12-inch MacBook in 2015. So one of these issues was actually known as sticky keys, where the keys were making this very loud high-pitched noise, especially when your MacBook was under load. Now the actual cause for this was determined that the aluminum, or aluminum depending on where you're from, it actually expanded over a certain temperature, and later revisions basically fixed this aluminum issue. So later MacBooks didn't experience the sticky key issue, at least not as bad. And then the second issue with this keyboard, this was much worse. Essentially, if a piece of dust or dirt got under the keys, the key itself would become unusable, because the dust or the dirt would actually block the key switch mechanism or the butterfly switch from working. And fun fact, if you actually tried taking a single key out, you would risk breaking it because they were not designed to be removed. And fun fact number 2, even Apple had to replace the entire top case of a MacBook if just a single key died, because the keyboard was attached to the top case, so it's not removable, and the single key replacement cost Apple around $700 to $800, around £700, which was crazy. So it wasn't just a loss for the consumer, but for Apple as well. Now in 2017, just eight months actually after the 2016 redesign, Apple released the 2017 models, and those actually featured finally a CPU that was faster than the 2015 model. Fun fact, along with the tiny keyboard fix. So the switch itself was actually larger, and overall the 2017 models did feature a revised and slightly better keyboard. Now I myself had 2 faulty 2016 MacBook Pros, and I kept talking to Apple for almost an entire year until they finally sent over a 2017 model that actually fixed most of my issues, including my keyboard issues. My 2017 MacBook Pro was finally perfect in terms of the keyboard, and pretty much every single issue was no longer present. But it wasn't perfect for everyone. People were still having the same issues with the 2017 keyboard. So yeah, in the end, people started having more and more issues with this keyboard, and Apple got sued. quite a few times. And after about 3 big lawsuits that Apple was caught in, which basically claimed that Apple was aware of all the keyboard issues and that they haven't redesigned the keyboard because it was cheaper to just repair the faulty units than redesign the keyboard from scratch. And then just about 2 months ago, Apple has finally publicly acknowledged that some of the MacBooks, just some, were experiencing keyboard issues. And they offered everyone that was affected by this issue a repair or a refund for those that actually paid for the repairs previously. However, Apple has literally just introduced the 2018 MacBook Pros a few days ago. Sorry for the long intro, by the way. I wanted to give you guys a quick recap of the entire keyboard situation first before getting into the 2018 MacBook Pros keyboards. So yeah, in terms of the 2018 MacBook Pros, I fixed it. They did a tear down and they actually found that Apple has added a tiny film on top of the butterfly switch. Now, if you've been following my videos, you might have seen my Leaks and Rumors episodes that I did on 2018 MacBook Pros a while ago. And in those videos, I showed you guys a patent that Apple has filed for. And this patent actually included a slightly tweaked butterfly switch mechanism that included a rubber film that would protect the switch from any dust or dirt getting into it and basically breaking the switch. Now, personally, I wasn't expecting Apple to include this fix in the 2018 MacBooks just yet, but seems like they did. Now, Apple hasn't really confirmed publicly that they fixed the keyboard. They only claim that it's now quieter than before, and it is. So here's a sound comparison between the 2017 and the 2018 MacBook Pro's keyboards, and I can actually say that it's actually improved in terms of the sound. So you probably heard that it's not as loud as the 2017 one. Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, in terms of the sound, if the 2017 was basically a 10, like really loud, this is probably around an 8 or so. So it's not extremely quiet, it's just quieter than the previous model. Okay, so that was the sound, but what about the actual typing experience? Well, the keys are actually a bit more raised up now. So the entire profile is a bit more higher up than on the previous models. So there is a bit more key travel than before, and that's mostly thanks to that thin film that was added. And they do feel quite different now. So they feel more rubbery instead of the plastic feel that we had before. The previous typing, by the way, it actually felt more high quality, more high-end, so to say. But in the end, my typing on this keyboard is actually faster. So I type much more accurate than before. And overall, I would say that it's actually a pretty noticeable improvement over the 2017 keyboard. On a scale from 1 to 10, by the way, in terms of the typing experience, if 10 was basically the perfect keyboard, which for me, that's the Magic Keyboard 2. I just love that one. I'm so accurate on that keyboard. The MacBook Pro 2017 keyboard was about a 5. And this one is about a 7 or 8, mostly, let's say 7.4. So, I mean, it is better, but keep in mind that the keyboard issue shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. I mean, we're praising Apple for finally fixing an issue instead of, bashing Apple for releasing MacBooks with a broken keyboard for 3 years. But yeah, there is a replacement program that's out, but still, like I said, this issue shouldn't have happened in the first place. But okay, in the end, should you actually buy a 2018 MacBook Pro because it comes with a fixed keyboard? Well, honestly, we're not sure if it's fully fixed yet. Everyone who has a 2018 MacBook Pro needs to use it for a few months, and if no keyboard issues appear, then we can finally say then that yes, this keyboard is fixed. But until then, I can say that it's definitely an improvement over the previous model, but buying it just for the keyboard, there's absolutely no reason for you to do that. So if you have a pre-2016 MacBook Pro and you've been holding off buying a new model because, of the previous issues, now it's a pretty good time because the CPU performance got a really big improvement in the 2018 MacBooks. By the way, check out my MacBook Pro 2013 unboxing and initial review. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about, the keyboard issues. If you had any previous keyboard issues with the previous models, what do you think of the 2018 model? Yes, I will be doing a video on thermal throttling. I'm guessing most of you want me to do that. I'm just waiting for my i9 2018 15-inch model. I'm still waiting for that. It's coming next week, hopefully. But yeah, I cannot wait to test that one out. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. Let me know in the comments what videos do you want me to do on that MacBook. But in terms of the keyboard, this has been pretty much it. Definitely subscribe and enable notifications if you want to see more videos like this one. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, to let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Son of Tech, signing out. Cheers.